Hey, what's up, guys? I'm TJ. I'm a NASM certified personal trainer, and today I want to go over Mr. Beast and his 600-day transformation in a competition with this other guy, Airrack. I think that's how you say that name. Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see what their goals are, what kind of exercise they're going to be doing, what their diet's going to be like, and just kind of give my thoughts and comments and see how that progresses over the course of 600 days. Maybe at first it starts off pretty bad, but then as maybe they do it more, they learn more, they grow more, it'll get a little bit better as time goes on. But yeah, I've been enjoying doing some of these reaction videos, so if you have any more that you would like me to watch, just leave a comment down below and maybe I'll check it out. But without further ado, let's get into the video.
I signed a legally binding contract with Mr. Beast that says that we both have to work out every single day for 600 days, and at the end of it,
I'm curious to know what they mean by every day, because I wouldn't recommend working out every day, especially if you're just starting off. I've probably reiterated that many times in previous videos, is don't do it every day, especially if you're new. But it might depend on like what the workouts are. Like, does it mean like you go for a walk? Does it mean you just kind of literally do heavy weight training every day? Like, what does it mean by workout every day for 600 days? But maybe we'll get some clarity on that in a little bit.
we have to compete in an actual bodybuilding competition to see who got the best result.
You feel so lean. When do I get to see it?
Also, that contract says that if I miss a single day of working out, I have to get Mr. Beast's name tattooed on my forehead.
I just don't want a tattoo
Of my name.
I think the main question I have is, how would they know if someone missed a day, unless like they have like a third party person for each of them that would be ratting them out? I'm curious. It seems like pretty high stakes at the moment. It seems like a fun competition thing at first between friends where they both do this challenge and they try and go to a bodybuilding competition. But now that the tattoo on the forehead's brought into play, that changes things. That makes it a little bit more intense. Probably something that most normal people wouldn't want to do. But as we all know, Mr. Beast is not a normal person. He has done some crazy things. If you've ever looked at his YouTube catalog, besides just like just kind of everything, honestly. There's not one part of his videos that probably isn't a little insane in the past couple of years, at least easily. Don't know much about this Airrack guy, but if I had to assume he's challenging Mr. Beast to this, he knows what he's getting himself roped into, obviously.
Yeah, that would be embarrassing. No proof.
Okay. I cannot let that happen. Welcome to my very important slideshow. It all started with a phone call.
In a year, let's do a bodybuilding contest.
Are you giving Jimmy a standing ovation right
That guy
now?
helps blind people.
To get the winner of $100,000.
Yo, he's wild.
That man does not understand.
Oh, $100,000. That's insane, actually. I thought it's just like the stakes are just ramping up each second. I'm not even a minute in, and it's like already super high stakes.
The value of money. We had our terms, 100 grand on the line, and I had one more ace.
Oh, and there's a contract. I almost forgot. He mentioned in the first second is he had made a contract legally. I want to say he said legally binding.
I signed a legally binding contract with Mr. Beast that says that we had our terms, 100 grand on the line, and I had one more ace
No
up my
steroid
sleeve
use.
to make
Okay,
sure
that's probably a good part, is no steroid use. Don't want to make anything unfair, because I feel like it just adds a lot of danger, as well as it just like lets someone who maybe wants to just do like a lot more probably get ahead. Like if one of them only wants to do like enough, it's like in the, I want to say safe, but it's like doing steroids at all is always going to have like some risk factors, unless it's for health reasons, like you're like a doctor telling you like, hey, we need to give you some TRT because you have low testosterone and it's actually giving you health problems, and this will try to alleviate some of those, instead of being like, I'm normal, I don't really have the effects of having low testosterone, but I'm gonna boost it anyway into like the safe range still. It's like, what if someone just wants to like kind of do that, where they're like going a little bit above the normal range that someone will produce, and then between someone who wants to be like 5 to 10x that like normal range, those could probably give you different effects. So it kind of mitigates some things that might be a little too hard to control. So I guess they're both trying to like make this fair and square, not like a who can juice up the most kind of competition.
Jimmy didn't back out. I did what any businessman would do. I brought in the lawyers.
In a way, I'd be kind of like testosterone chicken, where it's like whoever does the most without backing down and can survive 600 days kind of wins.
Okay, this is day one of working out for 6 months straight. I better look awesome after this.
Starting with a 995-pound bench isn't too bad. Don't know the reps, but that's actually a pretty good starting point if he's new to working out, or maybe just getting back into it after being away for a long time. Doing 30-pound inclines is pretty good.
That's definitely the most amount of weight that I can lift. Today is day 10. But to be very
I'm not sure if you meant that was like a 1-rep max. I don't know. We literally only saw him do 2 things, which is like upper body day, or at least a chest day, and good exercises. So no complaints yet. Now he seems like he's on, you say day 10? Never skipped a couple days, whatever. He's doing some Stairmaster, some cardio.
Very honest, I could have never guessed how hard the next 10 days of my life.
Actually, oh, that hack squat looked good. Wait, I want to go back to that. God, there's like cramps so much and like just all these frames.
But to be very honest, I could have never guessed.
Like he's getting pretty nice and deep.
How hard.
Yeah. Oh, I can get. Yeah. I'm not sure if he gets deeper, but if that's as deep as he goes, that's pretty good. And he has seems like just one plate on each side. I like it. This guy, he's a fan of the full ROM. That's something I can appreciate. Now he can maybe get a little deeper, but he kind of cuts quickly between things, so maybe he does get super deep. And also, it's kind of hard to tell. It also looks like he's taking it nice and slow.
I've never guessed how hard the next.
Yeah, he's not crashing down. Just like controlling the weight in the quarter of a second we get to watch.
10 days of my life would be. Hanging out with beefcakes like Brad made me realize.
Oh, he's also working out with Bradley Martin. That probably helps a lot. Get some guy who's obviously knows a lot what he's doing. Even if he isn't like an expert, he's definitely someone who's like super knowledgeable and like can definitely get you on the right track, almost as good or even maybe better than a personal trainer, just because like especially that experience he probably has and all the stuff he's learned, all the people he's met, he probably has definitely a wealth of knowledge in there.
I wanted to absolutely secure the win against Mr. Beast. I needed a trainer.
You're weak! Look at him! Look at the way he's looking at.
It's probably a good idea is like if you really want to maximize like your gains and how quickly you can go, getting a trainer or someone that knows what they're doing, especially if you don't, is probably the best way to do it in a shorter period of time. You could always get to your goals without a trainer, doing it on your own, learning on your own, Googling stuff, figuring stuff out. But definitely the best way would always be like have a trainer or at least someone that you can like ask and get advice from and hold you accountable and make you sure you're doing everything correctly, whether it be like a gym buddy or a trainer.
Jimmy already had a trainer, so he was one step ahead of me. I needed a trainer, which was convenient because halfway across the world in sunny Greece, a complete stranger saw me on Bradley Martin's podcast. He literally flew across the world to Los Angeles to hunt me down.
What's going on, man? You're tall, man.
Yeah.
What's up?
What's up? Good to meet you. How do you pronounce your name?
That's kind of interesting. He didn't find a trainer. His trainer found him, which I gotta kind of respect. Doing a lot of client prospecting, I guess. They're very aggressive.
Coach P created the bulletproof workout plan.
The goal to achieve in 10 months is from 186 at 20% body fat to 185 at 6% body fat.
I mean, to be fair, 186 to 20% isn't too bad, at least for a starting point. And then I think you want to say, how much do you want to cut?
6% body.
6%, the same body weight basically. That is doable, but definitely getting to 6% staying at 185 is gonna be a little hard because it basically means he needs to be shredding fat at the same time he's building a lot of muscle, or he could gain some weight, go up to like something else, or go up to like a higher weight, or but even getting this body fat percentage specifically be difficult because you could always do like the bulk and cutting thing, which they might do, but getting this body fat percentage at basically the same weight in I think it's 10 months or even doing it 600 days, that'd be very challenging in my opinion. It's maybe doable. I don't know the exact science on that. I just know that is definitely a very lofty goal.
That's 17.6 pounds of muscle to be gained.
Me with 20 more.
Gaining 17 pounds of muscle? That sounds difficult. I'm not sure not sure how realistic it is to gain X amount of muscle per year, especially as someone who maybe is like a newer lifter or has maybe a lot to gain in general. So I don't know how realistic that is in like the 600 days.
Pounds of muscle looks like a different person.
For sure.
He monitored every bite of food that entered my body, monitored every second of sleep, then would literally drag me out of bed in the morning to make me work out. If I didn't get my
That's good. Monitoring rest, recovery, refuel. I wonder if he's going to mention water intake as well, which might be obvious, but I think it's something probably not neglected, but something that's kind of like underspoken, as people are always like protein intake, nutrition, sleep. And being enough water is like kind of feels like it's down here or maybe even below. It's like definitely an important topic, but I think it's a little more important than people give it credit for.
Moments where I should have been celebrating, I was working out instead. Hitting 10 million subscribers.
Let's go, baby.
Today I hit 10 million subscribers. Still working out. My pizza party in New York. Still working out. I'm gonna eat as much pizza as I want today. No. It's my day.
Absolutely.
Yes. Every major.
That's probably the hardest part, is doing all these kinds of videos, all these things, and then still trying to maintain a diet and work out. But I think having that other guy, Coach P, with him, trying to be like, nope, no pizza. He might let him have a slice if he's feeling nice, but that's really interesting. Having like the biggest or second biggest pizza party, I guess was the video in New York City, but like not being able to really eat that much pizza.
So at this point, I had two choices. A, find a way to balance working out with every other aspect of my life. Or B, I could sacrifice everything and only work and work out.
I want to give you some feedback, if you're open to it right now. It's good. I think you should reconsider. It's not allowing you to show up as the best version of yourself. I don't think that this project is serving you.
You guys think I'm gonna listen to my business partner?
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, that was actually pretty insane. I mean, just from his reaction, it seems like he's very dedicated to doing this. And I think he maybe believes that this video that might be a long-term project he's working on might be more beneficial in the long term for either himself, like his health, and maybe his channel at the same time. I don't know. Or maybe he's just like super ungodly dedicated, and maybe it's a little crazy, but kind of like all on him, I guess, or kind of like maybe just what he believes. I don't know.
I respect you because like this is actually hard. This guy's actually committed. He earned my actual respect.
Yeah, I appreciate that. We got this in the bag.
Yeah, it's like one thing that's hard enough to like go to the gym and like fix up your diet a little bit, but it's another thing to like take on a challenge of this much steak and then commit to that, something like that for 600 days, just almost out of the blue, or just like for a YouTube video, because most people can't do this normally, or you do even half of what he's doing normally. Like they'll go to the gym, they'll get in shape, they'll maybe cut down a little bit of their like weight a tiny bit, cut down a little bit more fat, build a little bit more muscle, but they'll feel satisfied knowing that like they're building better habits and eating a little bit better, but still going out, still eating pizza, still doing some things that are fun for them, missing a day or two, maybe a week here. But for him, it's like 0 days missed, making a gym wherever. It's like a whole different level.
I guess I'm just by myself now. And there I was again, 6 months later, alone. I tried staying motivated, but grinding this out by myself was starting to take its toll. I feel like I'm not making any progress at all. And I took some pictures today to compare myself to me 6 months ago, and I look the exact same, bro.
Yeah, it's probably maybe one hard thing, but sometimes, I don't know. I know there's always like a social aspect to the gym. It's always a time where you hit a plateau and you like look at photos and you feel like you look the same. But I think that's what having a trainer or like a person with you is always good for, because they can help give you more objective view on like where you are now versus like 6 months ago, or even a week ago, or even like a month ago. It's like having someone who can like help you go back and look at a different perspective from the past and compare it to now can probably help you keep you motivated and keep you grounded in what's really going on in your actual progress. Also, like now he's on his own and now he's not making progress as fast as maybe he initially was. So now he's just getting mind fucked and like not sure if he's doing something wrong or if he needs to be fixing something or what.
Jimmy and I even worked out together a few times because they always say, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. The boys are getting jacked. Nobody can...
Actually, one thing that still hasn't been commented on is the everyday kind of gym thing. Because I think what's going a little underrated or under talked about is actually the rest. They are talking about getting good sleep and good nutrition, but actually having like a rest day between your days sometimes is pretty important. I really hope they're not literally doing heavy weight training every day, and that maybe some days are a little lighter, or some days they're just like maybe doing some cardio or something, just walking. Like, I don't know. They haven't really commented on that, so that's worrying me a little bit.
I thought I'd just work out for like an hour and it'd be relatively easy, but it's like very time consuming because we're trying to get like what normal people would get gains wise in like 2 years in one, basically. That's hard. And if everything else in my life isn't perfect, I'm just miserable. My life falls apart. What do you think's gonna?
Yeah, it's probably, it's actually interesting how he thought this would be easy, because anyone that's been to the gym knows it's not, especially doing certain exercises. It a lot of time makes you want to like feel like you're dying. You're dreading the next set, you're dreading every rep, and you're just hoping for it to be over. There's definitely some parts of the gym that are good, like after you're done you feel like a good pump in your legs and your chest or your biceps. There's definitely a lot of it that sucks, but it's like sucks in a way that feels good, and like it makes you kind of want to go back to it for more, almost like a toxic relationship. But this one's better because you should get something out of it.
Gonna win this competition, Eric? I don't think anyone thinks I'm gonna win. I started off at 41% body fat. So you're accepting you're gonna get a
41% body fat? That's actually insane. He never looked like he was ever overweight. Like maybe definitely, I wouldn't say skinny fat, but he definitely looked like maybe he was like a little bit higher on BMI, but nothing like overweight or super fat. But it was like, if I had to look at like a scale, I feel like that'd be pretty high. Yeah, it says here, basically once you're over 25%, you're considered the obese, and he was 41. He's almost double this, acceptable in the 18 and 24. I feel like the acceptable is closer. Well, actually it also depends on age. Depending on how old you are, the acceptable range kind of slides and changes a little bit. Yeah, like over here. So he'd probably be closer like Yeah, the ideal 8 to 19% for 20 to 39. Yeah, that's probably what I expect. Yeah, it seems like the acceptable kind of balances more in the once you're in the very like high end of age. But I feel like for Jimmy, he could probably be at 60%. So whatever Airrack's body percent or body fat percent was in the beginning of the challenge, he was actually in a pretty normal, healthy range, I would say. Actually, almost in the fitness kind of range if you take that there, or maybe on the higher end of the fitness range, but definitely quite literally in the middle of like the good, healthy range.
Tattoo.
No, we never said the loser has to get one.
It's if you miss a day of working out, which I think he has, but I'm not going to press him on it.
Show proof.
It had been a full
Actually, that's probably the interesting thing is like they said that, but it's like they don't. How do they prove that? Like, how do you prove a negative? Like, to prove that like they didn't work out? It's like, do you have a 24-hour video of them not working out all day?
I feel like if you hit anything over 250 is like a huge run.
What to you would be success in PRing today?
Gotta be above 255. All right. I was saying
255 for what, bench? That's going to be a big number. I can't bench that much, but it's like I bench my worst lift easily out of all of them. My other lifts I think are pretty good, but bench is just not. It's not my forte. I think I have too long arms for that.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Let's go, Rick.
Oh, that's impressive.
I was mentally strong, physically strong. Everything was working. And that brings me to today.
oh, he's gone. He's leaving. What?
We're 6 weeks out from the competition, and I am about to...
Oh, they're really close now. I wonder if he's cutting at this point or how that's going to look like for both of them.
I'll be spending about 3 hours in this room every single day to prepare for the bodybuilding competition against Mr. Beast, where I will either be ripped out of my mind or embarrassed in front of everyone there and the entire internet. I'll see you tomorrow. So I began a 6-week countdown to the most difficult thing I had ever attempted, but at least I have my friends by my side.
Actually, I'd be more interested to know what their weight and body fat percentage looks like over this period of time, because it seems like we're getting a lot of like what they're doing in bits and pieces of what day it is, like stuff going on, how they're feeling, thoughts and stuff like that. But we're not getting anything super specific. And granted, it seems like from most of the exercise I see, they're doing a lot of basic, normal, good movements, nothing too crazy, nothing too out of the ordinary. Seems like basic bodybuilding kind of movements, nothing I wouldn't expect.
My daily workout schedule for the next 6 weeks was 1 hour of cardio, 1 hour of lifting weights, and 1 hour of posing.
Remember what it feels like? That's exactly what you want to be like.
I was balancing working out with work, my relationship, and still
Actually, the posing thing's interesting, but it also seems like a lot of just like exercise. I'm not sure 1 hour of everything every day. I don't know. I still was thinking that rest would probably be helpful to some aspect, or maybe legally taking 1 day off a week or something like that.
trying to make YouTube videos until I got this phone call.
You know, overwork. Just got a lot going on, trying to get videos out the door, hit the workout, a little hungry, slightly dying, the usual.
Instead of competing against just Jimmy, I'm gonna compete on a real bodybuilding stage in just 4 weeks. And Alex was ready to torture me.
I also forgot to tell you that you no longer have rest days until after the comp.
What? Also, they do have rest days. Okay. But it seems like, okay, based on what he's about to say in this subtitles, it seems like they're just doing cardio on the rest days. Okay.
On your off days, you do double cardio.
But we're making YouTube videos for a living. That's a blessing.
It's just kind of crazy. We're almost 15 minutes in. This is the first time they said they actually take some rest days because that's what their trainer tells them to do. That's a little funny to me.
Something I haven't been doing that I'm supposed to be doing is learning how to pose. So you can have big muscles, but you have to know how to show them off.
Let's go, bro. The muscles coming in.
Let's see your lungs, bro.
You were flexing like a baby.
Dang it.
With my training one more time.
Your training looks like a freaking scared puppy. Please don't hurt me. Please don't hurt me.
I don't know much about bodybuilding, but it does seem like posing is definitely, or knowing how to pose is a very big part of it. There's a little more, which makes me a little more interested in it, because I never really knew or were aware of like the intricacies of like having to pose and moving your body in certain ways to show off certain muscles. Kind of interesting.
We are 5 days out from the competition. I'm probably at like an 8.5 on the pain scale, and I'm not even at peak weight right now. And I still have more fat to lose, if you can believe it.
This is going to be your toughest week. Our workouts would be like 30 minutes long, maybe with posing down your calories in 3 days.
I'm barely here. If I go to this...
It definitely seems like the closer you get, the harder it is, because you really need to be cutting a lot of weight to the point where you're basically like, not basically, you are actually starving yourself.
Skinny fat boy. Basically, both of us did nothing but grind YouTube. Whenever we started together, we thought, oh, we'll both just work out really hard and then we'll both just compete.
Even you, 2 years later, how did you think you'd be bigger than you are now?
100%. I tell Alex all the time, like, I can't believe how little progress I've made in the amount of time.
Does that piss him off?
Yeah.
I feel like that's not his fault. I think a lot of people's idea of working out is that they'll be able to be jacked in a year or two, and you'll definitely see yourself look different. Like you can see with Jimmy, obviously he looked from being overweight to being very having a very healthy physique and looking like a lot stronger, bigger muscles. I think you could probably see it in him too, but I think he's very much the idea of he'd look like a Bradley Martin type, or I don't know, or even maybe something close to that, where he'd look closer, where he'd be able to see muscles bulging off his body. That's not really something you can achieve naturally that quickly. It's something that takes maybe up to 5 years to really look like you are super strong. But I think people that know that you've been in the gym for a while, they can see it a lot better. So never try to be discouraged by what you see or what you see on a scale, but maybe just you have to look at things a little more objectively and how things progress, and realize that things kind of will go up quickly, then kind of trail off in kind of a logarithmic way. And I think a lot of people just don't have that kind of mindset, and I think it's also a hard thing for people to see things long term. It's very easy to look at things from moment to moment, but if I were to tell you you're not going to look great in a year, but in 5 years, if you keep this up, you're going to look amazing, that doesn't click in people's heads as easily as you might think it would. So getting them to believe that, and if they're a year, 2 years in and they're not seeing steady progress to get to that 5-year marker, they'll think they just failed or did something wrong. But it's you just need to sometimes you just need to trust the process sometimes and really just try and push to get all the way there.
Yeah, he gets really mad.
Yeah.
But I think when we started, it was we both thought if we just went to the gym and worked out really hard, we would just end up in the same spot. It was just, we were so stupid.
Yeah. If I was to do an actual bodybuilding competition, I'd still need probably another year.
You look like a different human being. I do think that we both have severely changed.
I think they did gain some good perspective from this, but I think the main thing they probably got that they really appreciate is better habits, better eating habits, better working out habits. They're healthier than they were previously. I mean, that's probably the main thing that anyone doing this should focus on. You probably don't think of going into the gym as becoming a professional bodybuilder. Think of going to the gym as a way of changing your life to live a happier, longer life where you're able to do more with the people you care about. Oh wow, getting second place into your first one, that's actually pretty impressive. That's cool. I'm not sure if the backflip really helped them there, but either way.
This is it. This was over. The longest 600 days of your life.
This video took 602 days to film. I love you guys. That's pretty much it. I'm leaving.
Let's get out.
Click the video at the end. Bye.
Start off kind of very lofty and very starry-eyed from the way he thought I was going to be able to drop 10% of body fat and keep the same weight almost. But I think at the end he gained a good perspective, got a lot of good habits, him and Mr Beast, and he was able to pull away with second with his first bodybuilding competition. Overall pretty successful. The only thing is that I wish they harped a little bit more on, or I got to see a little more insight on what the workouts looked like exactly, and what the diet looked like a little bit more, what the sleep and rest and all the little protocols, all the little nitty gritty. But whenever I saw him working out, I would never oh, why is he doing that? Or I was ooh, he's doing this. Is all pretty simple movements. He was controlling the eccentric better than most people I see. He was getting full range of motion in most exercises I saw. I just would like to see maybe a little bit more, but yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. Like the video if you got this far, subscribe for more. I'll see you in the next one.